Welcome back to your Italian course. Let's start by refreshing one of the most common real-life scenarios. You just bump into somebody you know. Hello, how are you?
Ciao, come stai?
Very well, thank you.
Molto bene, grazie.
And you?
E tu?
Great stuff. Let's move to another very common scenario. Do you remember how to say, "What can I order?"
Che cosa posso ordinare?
Or maybe you would like to say, "Can I have 2 coffees and 1 brioche, please?"
Posso avere 2 caffè e una brioche, per favore.
A word that would come very useful in a cafe or restaurant is how much.
Quanto?
So you are now able to say, how much is it?
Quanto è?
Or how much is the coffee?
Quanto è il caffè?
The expression "it costs" in Italian is.
Costa.
Remember, in Italian, you don't need to say the subject it, because the verb form alone is enough to understand what you were referring to. So, how much does it cost?
Quanto costa?
The word this follows the masculine-feminine rule, and it translates to
Questo?
for masculine words and
Questa?
for feminine words. And if you had to say, how much is this, referring to something masculine, you would say,
Quanto è questo?
and what about, how much does this cost? This time referring to something feminine.
Quanto costa questa?
And can you guess how much is this car?
Quanto è questa macchina?
Or how much does this car cost?
Quanto costa questa macchina?
Do you remember how to say too much?
Troppo.
And it costs too much.
Costa troppo.
The word euro doesn't change in Italian, but it is pronounced slightly differently.
Euro.
So it costs €1 simply becomes.
Costa €1.
Euro doesn't change when it becomes plural. Euros still translates to.
Euro.
So it costs €2 is.
Costa €2.
Now, try to say how much is the coffee.
Quanto è il caffè?
And the coffee costs €1.
Il caffè costa €1.
Can you remember the word for paid? For example, I paid for a coffee.
Ho pagato un caffè.
And you paid for a coffee.
Hai pagato un caffè.
What about, have you paid for a coffee?
Hai pagato un caffè?
Remember, for questions in Italian, only the intonation changes. How much have you paid?
Quanto hai pagato?
I paid €1.
Ho pagato €1.
Excellent. Now what about, I have ordered a brioche?
Ho ordinato una brioche.
And you haven't ordered a brioche.
Non hai ordinato una brioche.
Do you remember how to say why, because in Italian?
Perché?
So, can you guess how to say, why haven't you ordered a brioche?
Perché non hai ordinato una brioche?
Because it costs too much.
Perché costa troppo.
Well done. Great job today. Let's finish with goodbye.
Arrivederci.